Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Y and E podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, let's make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, share, and engage with us in the comment section. So, if you're not living under the rock, you would have found out that the EFCC has frozen the Osun State government account. So, it basically means that the state government is not able to perform its duties, maybe pay its bills or pay its employees and keep the government run it. So EFCC released a statement on X saying that they've been investigating the Osun State account since March 2026, and they decided that a few days to the governorship election, they will take action without the appropriate court orders to, in a way, hold the government accountable. If they done their due diligence, if EFCC have everything they need to prosecute them, shouldn't they have taken the government to court, or shouldn't they have taken the governor to court? So why is EFCC acting as the judge and the jury and freezing accounts when they don't really have any solid evidence against the government? If they do have a solid case against the government, they could have taken the government to the court, and the court would have decided to freeze the account or impeach the governor or whatever they want to do. But it's unfortunate that a few days to the elections in the state, there's no one that will air that and would not believe this is a shady investigation. This is a shady dealing. And it reminds me of the 2026 U.S. presidential campaign where the then FBI director released a statement about Hillary Clinton, and everybody thought that information that the FBI released about Hillary Clinton made people not vote for her, and then vote, and people voted for Trump, and Trump won in 2016. So, is this EFCC action as state going to swing the mind of the voters? The voters going to say, "Hey, because the government or the governor is under investigation, because the government is not able to pay its bill at this point, we don't know if they'll be able to pay their salaries. We don't know how long the SEC is going to freeze the account. Does that mean after the election, is it just going to, reopen the account and go back to business as usual? Who's going to be held accountable if there's anything? Or is this just a political game to swing the mind of the voters? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you have the right question, and I think the simple and short answer to that is yes. This is a political game. This is probably made to frustrate Mr. Adeleke. But one thing that really that I'm not, I'm trying to wrap my head around is so what happens if Adeleke lose the election? They're going to reopen that account, or they would leave it closed until the next government comes in. Because I guess the argument is that they want to make sure that, monies are not moved unnecessarily out of that account. Maybe perhaps they are trying to insinuate that they want to make sure that they don't use that whatever money that is in that account to prosecute the election. And so if Adeleke loses this election on Saturday, they're going to reopen that account for him to continue running the state. And mind you, this is a state also where APC, I think they have problem with the local government election. They did the election and they said those guys that lost the election, I think they were holdovers from Oyetola. And then those guys, they said that their term wasn't up. And then the Attorney General of the Federation, Latif Fagbemi, has been, withholding Osun State local government allocation money for almost getting to a year now, or more than a year now. They've been withholding it. They are not getting a local government allocation. In fact, they went as far as opening another account. The APC in Osun State went ahead and opened an account, and they've been depositing that money in that account that the governor or the legitimate local government chairman do not have access to. So, and EFCC cannot come and claim neutrality or claim that they are fighting corruption, or they are fighting some money laundering activities, because make it make sense. How do you say you are freezing a whole state account, an administration that is still active, that is, there is no court order against the administration? So where did the EFCC derive the power to unilaterally close a state account? Where did they derive that power? The irony is that these people, they think that power lasts forever, and it doesn't. It doesn't. In Buhari's administration, nobody, even Malami was almost more powerful than Buhari. But look at Malami today. They confiscated almost 50 properties from him. Today, Malami is a shadow of himself. Nothing lasts for Emefiele was even telling Tinubu, if you want to fight me, come out and fight me. Emefiele is a shadow of himself. If care is not taken, Emefiele will probably die in detention. El-Rufai was so powerful when he was governor, he was untouchable. El-Rufai himself was almost as powerful as the President Buhari that time because he was Buhari's right-hand man. El-Rufai is languishing in detention. He will probably be there until after 2027 election. They will probably no release him. So when these people are acting like this, they should very well know that, power moves around. The most that Tinubu will be in power will probably be 2027 if he wins the election. By 2031, he's out of power. All of these people that they are stepping on their toes is going to be a problem. Even a Yahya Bello during the Buhari's administration, Yahya Bello was so powerful, but today Yahya Bello cannot be outside of the government house. He's been living inside the government house for fear of being arrested by the EFCC. So these people, they act as if power revolves around them. They would never leave them. That is not true. The greatest legacy they can, create for themselves or they can make for themselves is to do everything according to the book. The EFCC chairman that is making himself available to be used to play stupid politics, tomorrow there may not be anybody to protect him. It may be worse than Malami tomorrow. They will use and dump him. Nobody will be there by the time they will be drying him drying him in the sun. So they better be careful. Even Oyetola is a minister, I think a minister of blue economy. Oyetola, by the time Tinubu finishes with his administration, Oyetola may just be open like anything else, and they will probably have him on the line to, dry him on the line, and there will be nobody to come to his rescue. So I think he can actually learn a thing or two from Fayoshe, from a lot of former governors that have run it. Today, former governor of Edo State, Obafeki, in fact, he wasn't even in the country. He did not hand over. He did not wait to hand over to his successor, Otabolo. Since he left office, he has not touched Nigeria, and he probably won't touch Nigeria in the next 8 years. You would think that these people will learn from all these experiences, but they never learn. So what will happen to this EFCC chairman tomorrow when nobody else, nobody is there to protect him again? Nigerian democracy is a joke. No wonder a lot of people conclude that Tinubu is just a Democrat on paper, but in practice, he's a real dictator, and he probably like being a dictator. And all of this is happening even when Mr. Adeleke said he's supporting Tinubu for re-election. All of this is happening. They're using federal money, although this is not the first time they will use federal money to prosecute election. Or I've never really seen EFCC chairman or EFCC or any of the crime fighting organization come out openly and raise a state account. It's unheard of. It's unheard of.
Yes, I think EFCC as an organization should be ashamed of themselves. Its leaders should be ashamed of themselves, and they should be hiding. EFCC should be in hiding. They shouldn't even bring their faces out to the people or to the public. This is the same EFCC that has not been able to successfully prosecute Yaya Bello, and now they have the power to go to Osun State and freeze the accounts of the state. It's just shameful and it's sad. There's no way for someone on the outside to see these and not see the political manipulation in this. The governor has come out and say he's going to support the president, but they don't still want that. Maybe they want the seat, maybe they want the power to guarantee that state for the president, because the governor can change his mind a few days before the presidential elections to go for another candidate. So the governor has been doing his best, and we've seen reports that he was in Abuja a couple of times to see the president and kowtow to him, but unfortunately, maybe he didn't get what he wanted from the president. There was a rumor out there that he wanted to defect to APC, but they didn't allow him. And he found himself in a court party and is running, and it looks like the people of Osun State are supporting him. So it's making EFCC nervous, is making the people in the seat of power nervous because they believe if they don't get that state, then there's nothing to hold the governor accountable. Because if Adeleke wins, I mean, he doesn't have any game to play with the president, right? He can just change his mind and say, "No, I'm supporting someone else because none of you supported me in my governorship elections, so I'm not gonna support you." So maybe that's one of the things they're doing this, but there's no clear way to explain the fact that EFCC, without court order, will go into a state and freeze the account when they've not been able to successfully prosecute Yaya Bello and some other alleged criminals out there, and they're doing this to a state. They're trying to capture the whole state. It's just sad and it's unfortunate. So hopefully the Austrian State people are seeing this, and if they decide to vote for APC in the next few days, they would have themselves to be blamed for the next 4 years. I don't know Governor Adeleke personally, but it appears the people love him. They want him to come back. And the people in the APC do not want that. They want a change of government in Osun State, and they're going to do everything in their power to get it. The president himself said everything is fair in politics. So he's going to use all the power at his disposal to make sure he removes Governor Adeleke from the seat of power. And again, just like what happened in Rivers, the citizens of the state, the poor people of the state, the teachers, the local government workers are the ones that are going to suffer it. Because if the government is rendered incapacitated, there's nothing the governor can do.
Yeah. And this is also the EFCC that have refused to investigate the activities of the guy that stepped in for Fubara when they declared state of emergency, because all the money that was spent at that time was not appropriated for, and there has not been nobody has rendered an account on how they spent billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of naira. So EFCC, in the comment section, people are saying that that the EFCC ego was asleep when Fubara's case was ongoing. There are a lot of APC states that have a problem. Akpabio, that is our Senate president, has a big case on his neck, and EFCC is allegedly busy with Osun State. But it's unfortunate what our democracy is turning out to, and these are some of the things that turn away, people from coming to invest in Nigeria. I wouldn't put my money there. If I have big money to invest, I wouldn't put it because of some of this political instability. It's just too much where people arrogate themselves power that the law did not back up. EFCC waking up one day and deciding to close a state account where there is no warrant, the court did not issue any warrant for that to be done. And then the EFCC chairman decided that, he's the jury, he's the executioner, he's everything. He do however he please, and then nobody will ask him anything. But, karma is always there waiting for all of us for everything we do. I keep saying it. I keep saying it. This administration is busy raising a lot of malamis, raising a lot of what's his name, Emefiele. A lot of them will probably have a big problem after Tinubu's administration, and hopefully Tinubu will be very much around to help them with their cases, but it will be a long day for a lot of them. So let us know what you think. EFCC froze the Osun State account, and then they are alleging that there were misappropriation and they are trying to safeguard the state resources. So let us know what you think. Have you seen such thing in Nigeria before? If yes, let us know. If no, tell us what you think, and we'll be able to engage with you in the comment section.